Well, good morning to you. It is Thursday, January the 14th. You're watching Up to the Minute. Welcome to the show. We've got a great half hour lined up for you with your HCC news and information and a few other surprises as well. But first, my co-host, Brittany Pacheco, is here joining me live. You know, Brittany's only on the show a couple times a week, so we got to make the most of it. Today's one of those days, so it's a good day. Good to see you, Brittany.
Good to see you too, Todd. And good morning to everyone joining us live for our episode of Up to the Minute. We appreciate you being here as always, because it's Thursday. It's the fourth day of the hostage situation. We've got one more day until Friday, and then it's the weekend. It's actually going to be a 3-day weekend, but we'll talk a little bit about that towards the end of the show. But before we jump into it, I do want to just send out a friendly reminder to everyone to follow us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Be sure to go and subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you can find out the latest from us. Also, we do want you, our audience, to share this podcast to your personal Facebook pages. That way those who are not following us will see it and will follow our social media platforms. And I'm pretty sure that's it. Again, I'm a little rusty. I haven't done this a whole heck of a lot, Todd, since last year. But before we definitely jump into the show, I do want to just remind everyone that we will be on the air tomorrow, an hour later than usual, due to our convocation. So Up to the Minute will be at 11 a.m. following the 10 a.m. convocation.
That's right. So tomorrow, 1 hour later, Brittany, that's what happens when you decide to take off like a month on vacation. Took a little bit extended vacation, but that's all right.
Listen, it was needed, okay? We talked about this yesterday. My MBA semester is about to start back up next week. I needed that break.
I agree. No problem there. So stick around, Brittany. We're going to check in with you later in the show. We've got a couple of special guests. Sarah Gish, the publisher of Gish Picks, curated culture for kids and adults. All things about Houston. We're talking about parks today. Good morning to you, Sarah. Well, if we can get you to unmute your microphone.
Good morning.
There we go.
Good morning.
It's good to see you. We're looking forward to talking with you. And we were going to talk Miller Outdoor Theater, Discovery Green, and more. Stick around. We'll be back with you shortly. All right. So our first guest, we always meet, usually we meet student success stories, and a lot of them have gone through HCC's Honors College. Well, this morning we've got the director of the Honors College from HCC Northwest, Dan Flores, joins us. Good morning to you, Dan. How's it going?
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me.
First, before we get to the Honors College, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been at HCC and what brought you here?
Yeah, so I've been at HCC now. This month, actually, I start my 9th year. I came from El Paso, Texas. I was teaching at New Mexico State and El Paso Community College for several years. I was looking for a job. HCC came up, and there was a lot to attract me here. The philosophy department, I teach philosophy, offers a wide range of classes, more so than most other colleges. There's the diversity of the city, the ethnic diversity of the city.
Yeah.
That was really attractive. The academic diversity here is amazing. And at HCC there's just a ton of opportunity for both students and professional development. I applied, and as they say, the rest is history.
Well, we were talking about the Honors College, and I mentioned at the top of the show just a moment ago that we usually meet student success stories, and a lot of them have gone through the Honors College. Tell us, for those who aren't familiar about it, what is the Honors College and how do you get into it?
Right. Well, the Honors College is a competitive program, and basically it gives students an advantage on their road to their academic degree and success. And we do that in several ways. We do that by treating the whole person. We start off with the curriculum. There's a specific curriculum that students take. It involves science and philosophy, humanities, the core courses. And we tailor their academics toward an HCC degree. And simultaneously, we try to work to tailor it toward a major at a college they want to transfer to. We offer international study travel. It's a 10-day trip at the end of their final semester. We offer cultural experiences, movies, not movies, theater, museums, things like that. We try to broaden their experience. And then we have faculty and administrative support specifically for the honor students. You put that all together and it's a winning package. It's the whole deal. We treat academics as well as the person, and that's why we're so successful.
You know, one thing, there was a time for about a year when I was doing the social media specifically for Dr. Maldonado, our chancellor. And I know he went on a trip, international trip, I believe it was to Italy with the students. It's not that often that students from a major college get a chance to hang out with the chancellor, much less go on a trip with him. But the honors college students really get a chance to do it. And I know he engages with them and really gets to know them.
Absolutely. It's that trip is amazing. And the chancellor's support is unique. You're absolutely right. Not everyone gets the chance, much less students, to sort of hang out with the chancellor. And he goes on the trips. And that's probably his favorite thing, to get to know students. And he does it so well. He's so welcoming, caring, warming. It's been a real pleasure to have that experience.
You know, one thing I've also noticed, just a personal observation, is a lot of the students who are enrolled in the Honors College are international students who are studying abroad themselves.
There's several. We have a limit on the number of international students we can take. So each campus can take 4 international students. So there's 4 campuses. But it is a very desirable thing. And the international students make, although they're small in number, they make a huge benefit to our cohorts. The experience they bring is just amazing, and we all learn from it. I've learned so much, and I know my students have learned so much from having them as a part of our cohorts.
Is this a good resume builder to be involved with the Honors College? And how do you incorporate that when you're looking for a job in an interview?
Right. So there's several aspects to this. One, in terms of a transcript, honors designation goes on the transcript. But the other things we do, right? So as far as the resume, we help them build resumes. That's part of what we do as directors. There's the opportunities that come along with being in the Honors College. There's oftentimes internship opportunities. Being an honor student makes you desirable, you know, and people often want you because you're an honor student. It's the special classes, the honors classes we take. All of that gets to be listed on the CVs. And with our help in building the CV, it looks good. I'll be honest, and it's one reason why our students get into top colleges and internships.
Once again, Dan, if you want to get into Honors College, what are the qualifications and where do you go to register?
Right. So as far as where you go to register, you go to hccs.edu, go to the homepage, programs at the top of the page, click it. Honors College will be on the left-hand side. Click Honors College. In the middle of our homepage will be Apply to the Honors College. Follow the link, and it's an online application. So we've rolled that out last year finally. It's a pretty easy process. Please make sure you fill it out completely. Give us what we're asking for. As far as requirements, we're looking for a 3.5 GPA, and we're looking for college-ready test scores. You're going to need 2 letters of recommendation, not from friends or family, but from supervisors, counselors, people who can speak to the student's character. And then there's a personal essay that they'll have to write. All that information is on the application.
Dan Flores, Director of the Honors College, HCC Northwest. Thanks for joining us this morning. It's good to see you.
Been my pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right. We'll look forward to seeing you in the future. Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
All right. We're going to move on to Sarah Gish. And Sarah, of course, we talked earlier. You and I obviously have crossed paths in the past before. I worked in news for a while, and you've worked various other positions. Tell us a bit about your background.
Oh my goodness. Well, my background is a variety of things. I'm a visual artist. I'm a word artist, also writer. So I've been in marketing. I used to work at Blaffer Gallery. I used to work at the Museum of Fine Arts. I mean, I love arts and culture, and I love marketing. So I also ran the Landmark movie theaters, which is where I think we met, the River Oaks Greenway and Saks movie theaters. So I've always been a lover of Houston. I tell people my parents moved here from California, but immediately fell in love with Houston. So they've been huge advocates. So I grew up with people that loved Houston. And so that's really stayed with me. And then I went out on my own, struck out on my own, did gishcreative.com 20 years ago, this past September.
Wow.
And so I started a blog shortly after my first son was born, called Gish Picks, Curated Culture for Kids and Adults. And I've been doing that since 2004. So that's my big thing. I work for young audiences right now too. So have really enjoyed teaching art to kids and just getting out there and having fun. My whole thing is Ignite Your Life, and I have an Ignite Your Life art project. So that's also my big love.
You know, over the past, we're here talking about parks today, and we're going to talk about things going around in parks in Houston. But I've got to say, over the last 10 months, okay, when this shutdown started, I lived close to Memorial Park. I'm a runner, and I decided, you know what, I'm just going to run every day. And I used to go out of my house, my building I lived in, and run to Memorial Park. I saw them do all the changes at Memorial Park. I'd run. So I really got close, and I probably ran more at Memorial Park than I've ran there in years. Yeah. Recently, we just moved, so we're living on Buffalo Bayou. So now I'm running out to the bayou and getting out
beautiful. That trail along there is amazing.
It is. It's an incredible trail, and they've really done so much around the whole city of Houston to really not only increase our green space, but to enhance the legendary parks we've already had in place, from Memorial Park to even Miller Outdoor Theater. And I want to start with that and maybe talk about some of the things that are going on at Miller, because everyone's used to going out there, getting on that hill, bringing a picnic basket with them and watching the plays and the musicals. We can't do that right now, but what's happening there?
Well, first of all, what I want to say really quickly too, plug this in there, is that nature is so important right now during this pandemic. And we have learned that being outside is a lot safer, still be 6 feet apart, but I really encourage your students, your family, whoever's watching, to get out in nature. So yes, and there's so much great nature in Houston. Miller Outdoor Theater, we're all, pivoting during this pandemic. And so they've done a great job doing streaming arts. They actually turned their backstage into a sound stage. So they didn't have audiences. Yes. And as you can imagine, if people go to Miller, we're in that mindset of sitting close to each other, squishing up together, and it's really hard to social distance at Miller. So they've been doing wonderful live streaming of all the great arts we've come to love and know. They always have free performances, always free. They're celebrating their 100th anniversary in 2023.
That's amazing.
So they have been free for almost 100 years, which is amazing. So their new season is going to start up in May. So that's what's going on with them. In the meantime, you can still go out there. You can't play in the field right around the theater, but you can definitely go to Herman Park next door and enjoy lots of nature out there.
Another thing I had a chance to do during the shutdown is get out to the Arboretum out at the Nature Center near Memorial Park, and they've really done some incredible things. Folks, if you haven't been out there in the last 5 years or so, you need to go, because it's incredible what they've done there.
Yeah, it's like a world-class park now, or nature center. It's a 155-acre nature sanctuary is actually what they call it. 5 miles of trails. There's all kinds of trails. You can actually kind of get lost, which is a fun feeling in the middle of Houston, to get lost in nature. I love going there. You can go anytime. It's free. Parking is there's a little fee. I want to say, because you've got college students, they have some really fun classes. They have a lot of adult classes. They had kids' summer camps, activities, always something going on there. But they do have this beer, bread, and cheddar apple beer soup class, which I have to mention. It's on January 30th, and I'm a recovering sober alcoholic. But even I was like, ooh, beer bread, that sounds kind of good. So they do really unusual things out there, and they really have beautifully landscaped it and taken down trees and really cleared up the area.
Is that class going to be an in-person thing or a live stream?
It is. I believe it's in person. Yeah. They're doing a lot of virtual offerings. I should be able to tell you that. I think it's in person because they're making things. So they also have one, Ecology of Mycology, about mushrooms. If anybody out there is into mushrooms.
Did you go to Memorial Park's website, the Memorial Park Conservatory, to find this?
No, Houston Arboretum and Nature Center.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. So it's separate from the Memorial Park, although they are literally physically attached, but it
Right
is
next to each other.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, one thing, it's funny, we were talking about Discovery Green because my wife saw something on Facebook 2 days ago, and she said tonight, she goes, we're going to have dinner at home, then we're going to go downtown once it gets dark because they've got something going on at Discovery Green that's only going to be there a few other days. So she wants to see some exhibit that's going
Yes.
on there. But there's
I'm glad you brought that up.
going there.
Yes, I want to mention that too, because it's leaving Monday, it's leaving Monday, the 18th. So first of all, Discovery Green is a wonderful 12-acre park in downtown Houston, which is so unusual. They took a parking lot and concrete and turned it into grass, I love that about Houston. Houston just loves nature. We do things crazy like that. So yes, the thing that your wife wants to go to is, I will tell you, is called Monuments, and it's a video projection of Houston's unsung heroes on 5 trees. So it's really, really cool. And that's on through next Monday. They have an ice skating rink too. So if you're looking for that feeling of real winter, that's going to be on through January 31st. And also, if you're just looking for in-person classes, they have yoga, belly dancing. Maybe you and your wife could do a little belly dancing at some point.
Yeah, I don't. She'd give me a hard no on that one.
And Tai Chi.
For me.
There's restaurants nearby. The restaurants are open again. The Lake House and the Grove. Lake House is a little bit more down to earth, or a little bit more family style, and then the Grove is their fancy schmancy. That's where you take your wife there, Todd. You will be forever in her good graces.
The Grove, yeah, we've talked about that. That's one of the places that's on her list. So yeah, I see that in our future.
Yeah.
Are they still doing the electric sailboats out there as well?
Not right. Well, not right now, because that's where the ice skating.
Yes. And you know, it's good because right now we're actually experiencing some cooler weather here in Houston. I know a lot of years when they've had the ice skating rink, it's been almost 80 outside. You know, you never know what you get with the Houston winter, but they're still got it there. So now we're experiencing some cool weather. So it would be natural to have the ice skating ring there.
That's right. That's right. And they have a DJ on Friday nights. So I don't know when y'all are going, but you guys can shake it up a little bit.
Yeah, she's an ice skater. I'm not. I fall. She went through competition, so she's much better than I am. She'll skate around me, and I'm one of those guys that I get on it for 5 minutes, I fall down, and I said I'm done, and I'll just watch her.
You're a runner, so that you have that. Yeah, I'm a swimmer, so it's all good. I can't.
Yeah, I do a little bit.
I missed outdoor pools. You know, talking about nature.
Yes. And you know, it was really sad because one of the joys of our summer, we train for triathlons as well, and one of the joys of our summer, we're always getting out of Memorial Park and swimming in the pool there. There's just something about that pool. It's a little bit longer. I think it's 33 meters. You got the trees above you, and it's very peaceful. And I love the lanes at that pool, but they didn't get a chance to do that this summer. And it's very sad that we missed out on that.
I love that pool. And, you know, I don't know if you want to start talking about city parks, but there are tons of pools around Houston at city parks. But yeah, there's nothing like swimming outdoors, being close to nature that way. So the city of Houston has 370 developed park spaces, and on top of that, 200 green spaces. So we are one of the most nature-oriented cities in the country. And so what I recommend, which is kind of fun for people to do, is to, you know, you can just Google City of Houston Parks or go to houstontext.gov. But just kind of check out a different city park every week. There's lots of parks. They're listed alphabetically. It's a little bit overwhelming, but I want to mention a couple of parks, or actually 3 parks that are unusual. One is the Lake Houston Wilderness Park, and I have dragged my family out there to check it out. I mean, you know, I've been in that Memorial swimming pool. I like to really get to places in person, you know, rather than just seeing them online. But the Lake Houston Wilderness Park has amazing A-frame cabins, and you can actually sleep overnight there.
Oh, wow.
In Montgomery. And it's a unusual partnership with the city of Houston and the city of Montgomery. So that's a neat part. And then the Moody Park has Luis Jimenez, the vaquero. And that's Luis Jimenez is a well-known Texas artist. Yeah. And then back home next to Miller Outdoor Theater, we have the McGovern Centennial Gardens, which has a 3D labyrinth, and labyrinths are meditation tools that I love. So it's really, there's a lot of surprises out there. And I really encourage people not to stay online all the time, not to, you know, always be virtual, although there's some great virtual offerings around the city with arts groups. but actually get out there in nature. In my art project, I have to say, Ignite Your Life, the fourth thing, I have 12 ways to ignite your life daily. The fourth way is to commune with nature.
Oh, yeah.
That
And
important.
the perfect opportunity to do it. As you mentioned, there's lots of room to social distance, and, when you can get away from people and get on your own, you can take those face coverings down. That's what I like about running. I can stay away from people, have my face covering off, and just, and enjoy that. And I've really gotten into that over the last 9 months or 10 months, more than I ever have while I've ran. And another thing before we go, Sarah, I want to mention real quickly, Houston's really expanded our bike trails too. I had a friend post on Facebook. He did a 50-mile bike ride up and down the Heights Trail that goes all the way up 290. And that's incredible if you haven't checked that out.
Well, and Buffalo Bayou too is 55 miles. And so you can go from downtown all the way to the Addicts Reservoir and make that a little trip along Buffalo Bayou. And Buffalo Bayou Partnership is doing great things. Mentioned they have a cistern. That's a whole nother conversation. Yep. But there is lots going on with nature out in Houston. And I feel very proud, when the gentleman from the Honor Society was talking about Houston being the most diverse city. It's also the most nature-oriented city. So it's great.
We have certainly come a long way. Sarah Gish, we appreciate you joining us. We're going to have a link to your blog in the social media post, along with all the links to the parks we've been talking about. Great. Stay safe, Sarah. We hope to see you in person sometime soon.
And I'll look for you on Memorial Park. I will be the one walking, not running.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be out there.
Guys. Thanks, Todd. Take care.
Take care, Sarah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, so HCC news and announcements. Yeah, we got them. Brittany Pacheco. We're going to talk about a certification that HCC's Small Business Development Plan has.
Yeah, so this is maximizing your certification. And as Todd just mentioned, the HCC Small Business Development is offering that certification to generate business opportunities. Now that's happening a week from today, Thursday, January 21st from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. with Julie Irvin Hartman, a certified proposal manager, and Susan Repka, president of SMR Business Services. They're going to go over certification overview, marketing to primes, and research and education. Now, for more information, you can email hccs.sbdp@hccs.edu. Don't worry, you don't have to rewatch this necessarily. We're going to put that email, I keep saying link, email in the post after up to the minute concludes.
Okay, so smoke-free HCC. Well, HCC is launching an anonymous survey to assess the college's openness to a smoke and tobacco-free environment. Check out the QR code on the district Facebook page to participate in that survey. Move ahead with adult ed. What is that all about, Brittany?
So obviously COVID has mainly done a lot of negative things for people, health-wise, job-wise, what have you. So if COVID, for example, has left you without a job and you are struggling to find work because maybe you lack a high school diploma or industry training, HCC has got you covered because our adult education program can help you get the skills you need for a new job. Take advantage of this opportunity, everyone. For more information and to register, you can visit the link that we're going to post in this description after the show. And be sure, if you're going to scroll through our social media graphic, you're going to look for the hashtag Move Ahead with Adult Ed.
Move ahead with adult ed. All right. Payment plans are available. Students, if you're having a hard time, you're wanting to register for classes and you're thinking, I can't afford it right now, but I'm waiting for my next paycheck. Don't let that stop you. Get the registration process started today. We've got payment plans available for you. We've got financial aid if you need that. We also have scholarships, grants, all those things are available, but you got to get started. You got to go to the website, register today. Go to hccs.edu/now, register. If you have questions about financial aid or payment plans, visit the virtual lobby. That's available online. Go to our homepage, click on the virtual lobby, and that'll take you to some assistance. We talked about adult ed. We would be remiss if we didn't mention continuing ed classes, Brittany.
Yes, not the same thing, Todd. And yes, we absolutely need to mention continuing education classes here at HCC. So from accounting to welding, that whole A through Z, HCC School of Continuing Education has launched classes that start weekly and monthly. So check out the schedules by going to hccs.edu/CE to see what classes are available, and hopefully you can work around your schedule.
So it's no surprise that tomorrow is our convocation that's happening, HCC's 2021 virtual spring convocation. It's called Deep in the Heart of Houston. It's finally here tomorrow. It starts at 10 a.m. It'll run approximately an hour. It's going to be a great show. Had a big part in putting that together with our team at HCCTV, and we're proud to present it to you tomorrow. So look for that. You can register through your emails. Make sure you watch it. Because of the convocation, we're going to delay the start of this show, and that's going to happen at 11 a.m. tomorrow. So the convocation at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., we've got an up to the minute. So make sure you join us for that. All that's happening tomorrow. Spring registration, as I mentioned, Brittany, it's ongoing. There are multiple options that you can take right now as far as your classes, but the main two we want to talk about are the online classes, Brittany.
Yeah, Todd. So I actually have been receiving a lot of questions on social media across our platforms about what type of classes are going to be offered here at HCC for spring 2021. So the two options I want to talk about right now are online. You have your online anytime, which literally means you can do your classes at any time, whatever your schedule is. You just have to log in and make sure you complete your assignments. Now, online on a schedule, however, is taking your online classes at a scheduled time, much similar to actually going physically to a class. So, but you never have to come to campus. You just have to log in at a specified time, the time that you selected.
Yeah, and lab-based courses, of course, you can't teach welding online. You have to have some in-person courses for that. So lab-based courses will be held, but in very small numbers, according to CDC guidelines with social distancing and all the safety precautions we can take. So because those are small classes, you'll want to sign up early for them to make sure you get the class you need, maybe the instructor you want, and the time you want. So go to hccs.edu/now. One thing I want to mention, Brittany, is today I'm recording a show with Dr. Kurt Ewan and Dr. Shantae Grays. They are on our COVID task force. Of course, both of them are vice chancellors. They're on our COVID task force. They've been on it since the beginning. They're going to break down what's going on as far as students getting back to classes and how things are going to look for us going into the spring 2021 semester. So it's a very important episode of the topic. We'll be posting that show tomorrow. So if you have questions on that, make sure you watch the show, and you can watch it here on Facebook and also on our YouTube channel at Houston Community College. Find us on YouTube and subscribe to it. Okay, student services, they're still available as well.
Yes, I'm going to, just kind of run through these really quickly, Todd. So virtual open house sessions have been extended. We continue to connect with our new students, parents, and school counselors all the way through the end of January. Now, if you're interested in participating in one of these open house sessions, go to hccs.edu/information sessions to check out the next available session. We also have our online services toolkit. It's a one-stop guide for technology, textbooks, tutoring, and much more. You can visit that online services toolkit by going to hccs.edu/online-toolkit. And students, I know a lot of you have DM us here in the social media team about questions that deal with admissions and financial aid and what have you. I'm going to tell you, you need to visit the student virtual lobby, because there, those people are able to assist you in better answering your questions than here, myself and my social media colleagues. So you can Zoom, you can put a callback option or an email option. They're operating Monday through Friday, even Saturdays until 1 p.m. You can visit them by going to hccs.edu/virtual lobby. Todd, tell them about the Wi-Fi zones.
Yeah, we've got Wi-Fi zones open on our campuses. While you may not be going to the buildings for classes, you can go to our campuses, students, and plug into our Wi-Fi zones. They're free for you, so keep that in mind, and you can get more information on everywhere they're located at hccs.edu/outdoor Wi-Fi. And if you're looking to transfer to another college, the transfer fairs are coming up, and you can visit them virtually with presentations from colleges. Go to hccs.edu/transfer fair Sign up for them, get a chance to check them out when they happen live. So Brittany, tomorrow we got a great show, especially for filmmaking students, because a guy I went to high school with is now doing shows in Hollywood, and he's going to be here.
Yeah, that's going to be a really interesting show. I'm kind of sad I won't be co-hosting with you tomorrow, but Mark Simon, Hollywood storyboarder and director of such works as Stranger Things, yes, that show, and The Walking Dead, yes, that other show. Our filmmaking students should find this very interesting, but he has also written a book on bullying called Attacked, that is very timely right now. And then also, it wouldn't be Friday if we weren't joined by our very own resident poet, Dr. Jimmy Adams, who returns in the new year to recognize Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday, which is Monday. As I said at the top of the show, we're going to actually have a 3-day weekend because Monday is MLK Day, and HCC will be closed in observance of that holiday. So Dr. Jimmy Adams will also just share his talk about what's going on, from there.
All right, Dr. Jimmy Adams tomorrow, also one of these storyboarders from some famous Hollywood shows. We'll have that and more. Remember, tomorrow we're live at 11 a.m. Until then, we will see you tomorrow live on Up to the Minute.